Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Much peace and blessings to all you sincere Hakim out there that's pushing this 100% truth with all sincerity, faith, and with charity. This is your brother Ash from the Great Millstone Miami Camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. The Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. It's just going to be just a quick words on this article that you see right here from the New York Post. Okay, published was that yesterday, January 10th. U.S. used powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees during Maduro raid. Witness account. Okay, so I'm just going to read a little bit of this article and show you, as us brothers, we all know we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Satan being the so-called white man, Esau, Edom. We understand that his blessing is the sword. That was his blessing going back to Genesis from Isaac, the father of Jacob and Esau. Our blessing is the spirit. Our blessing is being the chosen people of the Most High. And Esau's blessing is weaponry. Okay? And guns is ancient technology at this point. With the type of stuff that Esau has in the armory that he's perfecting and itching to use, it makes guns look like sticks and stones. And this is a part of counting the cost. This is a part of knowing what we're involved in, knowing who our enemy is, and the capabilities he has. Okay? You can be a top boxer, a top mixed martial arts fighter, and be very confident in your abilities, but you still don't underestimate your enemies. You still show a form of respect to your enemy by being real with yourself, knowing what he can do, what his strengths are, what his weaknesses are. Okay, we know Esau's weakness is what he's not spiritual. He's carnal, right? And he has no dealings with the Most High. But his strengths are definitely weapons. Most definitely. He got that lock, stock, and barrel. Okay? So we understand, being the enemy of Esau, Edom, that is his desire towards us, is to use this weaponry on us to try to take us out. Okay? So knowing that this is a part of counting the cost, knowing that this is something that Esau would like to do to us, that drives us to the Lord. That forces us to seek Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, because he's the only one that can deliver you from this devil. Okay? So I'm just going to read some of this article. It says the U.S. used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through the nose and vomiting blood during the daring raid to capture dictator Nicolas Maduro. Okay, according to a witness account. Okay, it says in a jaw-dropping interview, the guard describes how American forces wiped out hundreds of fighters without losing a single soldier, using technology unlike he has ever seen or heard. Okay? And they did that to get this guy Maduro. So how much more they have in store for the people that they want to get in the future. Okay. We were on guard, but suddenly all our radar systems shut down without any explanation, the guard said. The next thing we saw were drones, a lot of drones flying over our positions. We didn't know how to react. So they shut down their radar system. Right? That's technology in itself in order to do that. Right? It says moments later, a handful of helicopters appeared, barely 8 by his count, deploying what he estimated were just 20 U.S. troops into the area. But those few men, he said, came armed with something far more powerful than guns. You see that? Far more powerful than guns. You got Jake in the hood think that the gun is almighty. That it's the most deadly weapon. And it may be the most deadly weapon that Jake can get his hands on, but these devils got more deadlier stuff. They were technologically very advanced. The guard recalled, they didn't look like anything we fought against before. What ensued, he said, was not a battle, but a slaughter. We were hundreds, but we had no chance. They were shooting with such precision and speed, it felt like each soldier was firing 300 rounds per minute. Then came the weapon that still haunts him. So not only were they shooting with precision and speed and dropping them with guns, right? That's not the part that haunts him. At one point, they launched something. I don't know how to describe it, he said. It was like a very intense sound wave. Suddenly, I felt like my head was exploding from the inside. Now, in the ancient times, if somebody were to describe something like this, they would say it's witchcraft. They would say that's magic, that's black magic. Right? Well, really, this devil's technology is witchcraft. But they said they just heard it was like a sound wave, and it basically vibrated their brain so fast that it caused damage. That sound, that vibration can make somebody's head vibrate inside their skull, and that, can cause internal bleeding. Have the organs all messed up inside. And that's without contact. Nothing has to touch you. So what, you can't run from it, you can't hide. If you're in the vicinity of where the weapon works, you're cooked. You can't shoot back at it. You know what I mean? This is a perfect weapon made by the perfect devil. Okay, so they're using shit like this. It says the effects were immediate and horrific. Immediate and horrific. We all started bleeding from the nose, he said. Some were vomiting blood. We fell to the ground, unable to move. We couldn't even stand up after that sonic weapon or whatever it was. Okay. It says an estimated 100 Venezuelan security forces were killed. And remember, they only sent 20 men. Those 20 men, without a single casualty, killed hundreds of us, he claimed. We had no way to compete with their technology, with their weapons. I swear, I've never seen anything like it. The military has had directed energy weapons which neutralize targets using focused energy, such as microwaves or laser beams, for years. But this could be the first time it's been used in combat by the U.S., an ex-U.S. intelligence source told the Post. You see that? So these devils, they want to use these things. They want to put these things into practice. And this is the devil that we're prophesying against. This is the devil that we're telling he's going into slavery. So of course they're upset. Of course they're mad, and they wanna use this stuff. That's why we need the Lord. That's why the Lord is gonna have to step in. Okay. And again, that's why the scriptures say, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. Okay? The enemy is going to have to come in like a flood in order for the Lord to raise up that standard. You can't have one without the other. Okay? And something like that is very frightening. A weapon like that, just to think of some shit like that. There's nothing you can do about that. With something like that. It's not about how strong you are, how mighty you are, how fast you are, how courageous you are. That's why the scriptures say, in the time of Jacob's trouble, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That's part of the reason why. Because Esau, the mad scientist, is going to be let loose. And all these different weapons he's been cooking up, the Lord is going to give him free reign to use them. And they're going to try to use them on the men of the Lord. But the Lord is going to step in. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. See that? So that's the beautiful part about being in this truth. The Lord said he's going to make us into the weapon. That's in the book of Sirach as well, I believe. The Lord said, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. So although Esau is the Lord's sword, the Lord said we are his battle axes and weapons of war. All right, the scriptures say, when I have bent Judah for me and filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. So the Lord has advanced this devil. Like it says in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, in the last days knowledge shall increase. So in the same way that the Most High elevated this devil, the Lord is going to elevate his men. Because again, there's nothing you can do against weapons like this. So the Lord is going to have to step in. Have to. And with thee will I break in pieces the horse and his rider, and with thee will I break in pieces the chariot and his rider. Okay? So the Lord is going to give his men spiritual power to take these soldiers head on. whatever weapon. Oh, what does that say in this is Isaiah 54 and 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. Right? The modern day blacksmiths are these engineers at Lockheed Martin and Raytheon and these different military defense contractors that are creating these weapons. Well, the Lord created them and put the Spirit on them to create what they create. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Who's the waster? Esau, Edom. The Lord gave this technology into the right hands to bring about the most destruction. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. See that? No weapon. So not a gun, not poison, not a sonic weapon, or any other kind of directed energy weapon, laser beam, microwave, and whatever else that we don't even know about, we can't even imagine, that Esau has. The Lord said it's not going to be able to harm us. It's not going to prosper. We understand certain brothers may have to lose their life as a testimony. It's part of their testimony. But Esau's not going to be able to take on all the elect and win by means of his weaponry. No. It's not going out like that. He'll be able to take out 2/3 of our people here in Babylon. He'll be able to take out the other nations' armies and, here and there or whatever. But ultimately, he's going to lose. Thus saith the scriptures. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Okay, so not only is the Lord going to give us the spirit to withstand these devils, he's going to lift up a standard against them. We're going to condemn them. We're condemning them right now. But they're going to try to demonize us and make us look like the worst things ever when they have us on their news, when they have us up for posted, wanted, when they create their different AI videos showing us doing stuff to rile the people up. They're going to try to condemn us. They're going to try to justify them slaying us. Try to get the masses of people on their side so that the people can call for our execution. Okay? We're going to condemn them. So that's pretty much it. It's just something I wanted to go into through the Spirit. I didn't want to make it long. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashmel Shah Bashmel Habadash. Until the next one, Shalom.